Hey everybody on YouTube, this is Elevator Girl 101. What I have right here in front of me is the digital talking book player. It's the advanced version. I'm going to let the player explain itself before I do like the cartridge demo and show you the rest of the player. So here we go.
Player on. Press any power. Battery charge remaining. Greater than 29 hours. Battery powered. Press this power button to turn the player off. Press the power button again to turn the player back on. If the player is running on battery and not playing a book, it will automatically turn off after 30 minutes to preserve battery power. Rewind. Press this rewind button once to move backward 5 seconds in the book. Press and hold this rewind button to move back further in the book. The longer you hold the button down, the more quickly you will move backward. The player will tell you how far the reading position has moved. If you hold down the rewind button for 10 seconds, you will back up 15 minutes in the book. If you hold down the rewind button longer than 10 seconds, the reading position will continue moving, progressively faster, back to the previous chapter, where it will then move from chapter to chapter. You will hear a beep at the start of each chapter. If you hold down the rewind button long enough, you will reach the beginning of the book. When you release the rewind button after moving to a different chapter, the player will announce the name of that chapter and play from its beginning. If the player was stopped prior to pressing the rewind button, you will need to press the play button to hear the book. It is not necessary to rewind the book before returning it to the library. Play, stop. To start or stop playing a book, use the large play stop button. When the book is playing, press this same button to stop the player. When you press play again, the book will continue playing where you last stopped. If the cartridge contains more than one book, then pressing and holding the play stop button for 2 seconds will enter the bookshelf. From the bookshelf, you may select from the books available using the rewind and fast forward buttons. To exit the bookshelf and play the book, press the play stop button again. When you have explored all the buttons and are ready to play a book, insert a cartridge into the slot located in the front center of the player. Insert the end of the cartridge opposite the finger hole first. Push firmly to lock into place. There is a retractable handle that may be used to transport the player. You may store the power cord in the space at the back of the player when battery powered or when the player is not in use. Fast forward. Press this fast forward button once to move forward 5 seconds in the book. Press and hold this fast forward button to move further forward in the book. The longer you hold the button down, the more quickly you will move forward. The player will tell you how far the reading position has moved. If you hold down the fast forward button for 10 seconds, you will advance 15 minutes in the book. If you hold down the fast forward button longer than 10 seconds, the reading position will continue moving, progressively faster, to the next chapter, where it will then move from chapter to chapter. You will hear a beep at the start of each chapter. If you hold down the fast forward button long enough, you will reach the end of the book. When you release the fast forward button after moving to a different chapter, the player will announce the name of that chapter and play from its beginning. If the player was stopped prior to pressing the fast forward button, you will need to press the play button to hear the book. Volume down. To decrease the volume by 1 step, press the volume down button. There are 15 volume steps. You cannot turn the volume off completely. Volume up. To increase the volume by 1 step, press the volume up button. There are 15 volume steps. Sleep. Pressing the sleep button once will play 15 minutes of the book, and then stop the machine. Pressing the sleep button twice will play the book for 30 minutes, 3 times for 45 minutes, and 4 times for 60 minutes before stopping playback.
I'm going to do the advanced functions after these functions. So, just heads up.
Speed down. To decrease the reading speed by 1 step, press the speed down button. There are 16 speed steps. The player will tell you when the reading speed is normal. Speed adjustment can only be performed with a book inserted in the player. The speed cannot be changed in button describer mode. Speed up. To increase the reading speed by 1 step, press the speed up button. There are 16 speed steps. The player will tell you when the reading speed is normal. Speed adjustment can only be performed with a book inserted in the player. The speed cannot be changed in button describer mode. Tone down. To lower the tone of the voice by 1 step, press the tone down button. There are 11 tone steps. The player will tell you when the voice tone is normal. Tone up. To raise the tone of the voice by 1 step, press the tone up button. There are 11 tone steps. The player will tell you when the voice tone is normal.
Okay, now the advanced functions.
Information. To hear the current reading position, battery status, and power source, press this information button. You may press the information button repeatedly to step through these items. You may also press and hold the information button to play the built-in user guide. Press and hold the information button again to close the user guide. Battery powered. Battery charge remaining greater than 29 hours.
Okay.
Previous element. Each time you press this previous item button, you will move to the previous item at the navigation level you have chosen. For example, if you chose chapter from the navigation menu, then each time you press the previous item button, you will move to the beginning of the previous chapter. Similarly, if you chose section or bookmark, you will move backward to the previous section or bookmark. Regardless of your chosen navigation level, pressing the previous item button repeatedly will eventually bring you to the beginning of the book. Next element. Each time you press this next item button, you will move to the next item at the navigation level you have chosen. For example, if you chose chapter from the navigation menu, then each time you press the next item button, you will move to the beginning of the next chapter. Similarly, if you chose section or bookmark, you will move forward to the next section or bookmark. Regardless of your chosen navigation level, pressing the next item button repeatedly will eventually bring you to the end of the book.
Sorry, I missed the menu button. I'll do it now.
Navigation menu. To choose from the types of navigation available in a book, such as by chapter, section, or bookmark, press this navigation menu button repeatedly. The menu may have different choices for each book. Use the previous item button to the left or the next item button to the right to move backward or forward at your chosen navigation level. For example, if you choose to navigate by chapter, then the previous item button will move backward a chapter at a time, and the next item button will move forward a chapter at a time. The first time you press the menu button, the player will announce, but will not change the current navigation level. Bookmark. Press the bookmark button to set a bookmark at the current reading position. To return to a bookmarked position, press the menu button until you hear Bookmark Jump. Then use the previous and next buttons to move backwards or forwards to your bookmarked positions. When you reach the desired position, you can press play to continue reading or press bookmark again to delete that bookmark. There are automatic bookmarks for the beginning and end of the recording and for the current reading position. Bookmarks will be saved in the player memory after you remove the book or turn off the player. If you replay the book at a later date, the bookmarks will still be available. The player can store a very large number of bookmarks, so deleting them is optional.
Okay, there you had it with the buttons. Now I will demonstrate the cartridge. It's a little plastic casing with a thumb drive inside of it. As you can see, there would be the thumb drive area. And it's just simply like the player said. This doesn't go into the player first, this one does.
Where trust lies.
That's the name of the book. And now I will show you the retractable, yeah, I can't even say it, the carrying handle. Yes, you've seen it a couple times because I was just trying to keep the player from falling off my lap. Do not want this to get scratched. Yes, I'm outside. Just like, hold on. Just goes like that when you're not using the handle. But when you are, just do that or pull up on it. I sometimes just put my hand under it, push it up. But there you have it, the handle. Okay, I'm going to turn the player off before I end
Power.
up
Battery. Player off.
hitting a button, making it talk. I'll show you the rest of the player. This right here is the cord, which I did not store it pretty well this morning. Oops. Shoot, no battery. But there's the cord, and I'm not going to show the address very much because of privacy reasons. There's a recess bar for like a shoulder strap. That's the Nosket foot that you just saw. But pretty much that's all. Yes, there's another version. Another YouTuber has the other version, which is the basic, simple version, and that would be Blue Tech. He has that one. So, there you go.